Okie dokie. We will go ahead and see if anybody hops on. Little impromptu live. Just having some fun, doing our thing. Got a new graphic. It's not planned, so I don't know if anybody is going to show up. But assuming that we get some people in here, I'd like to talk about, some scary story ideas that I have, and then also see if anybody has, any real occurrences that's happened, or if they, want to, come up with ideas with me or things like that. So Lindsay's here. What's up? Yeah, we have a new graphic. I think this is what I'm going to stick with whenever I go live, is to have this like kind of ambience kind of thing. So, yeah, also, how's it sounding? Everything sounding good? Devlin, what's up, man? Anything need to go down or go up as far as volume? How's everything sound? Sounds great. Awesome. Sweet deal. Okay. I'm doing this to kind of also keep an eye on like what my system can do and different things like that. So love it, and it sounds good. Awesome. Hey, kitty, let's go. That's right. You guys get to meet the cats. Come here, Bubbas. Come here. You want to come and say hi? Come on. Come here. Hey. Come on. Up. Come on. The people want to see you. No? All right, fine. Mickey, what's up, buddy? It's so cool. Anybody that doesn't know, that's Mickey. Is a good friend of mine. We've been friends for a while. It's one of those that it still feels like, it's only been, however many years, but it's actually been a while. So it's like realizing that 2000 is actually 24 years ago. It's that type of thing. So, but yeah, just doing some new looks tonight. So I'm going to try out some things. Come here, Bubs. Come on. Want to come up? Great kitty. Come on. Ozzy. Come on. Good boy. There we go. Say hello to the people. Say hello. Can maybe turn the mic up a touch? Okay. Let's try that. How's that? Is that better? Yep. This is Ozzy. He usually likes to be on my shoulders, but I'm not going to do that while I am while I'm live. So, but I'll try to see if anybody else comes in here, as far as like, let's see if we can get a few more people, and then we'll kind of start doing what I'm planning tonight. It's going to be maybe like a half hour, 45-minute stream. It's not going to be anything crazy. But yeah, I wanted to see how this looks, how this feels, and just kind of go from there. So, hey, Bubba's. Yeah, excuse me. How's everybody's nights going? Everything going well? Any spooky things happening? That's a lot better. Okay. Wow. So I really got to peg this mic for it to go up. Okay. All right. As long as it's not distorting your ears. So the camera is super clear too. Sweet. This is just a webcam, so I'm happy that it's coming through that way. So I messed around with some different things. So you sound good. Awesome. Okay. No distortion at all. Thank God. You guys have no idea, especially the last live that I did where I was just playing some Dusk. It really helped to just get all the levels done and make sure everything is, proper. Because I don't want people's ears to get blown out if they're listening to the show on, different headphones and speakers and things like that. So, but yeah, sound good. All right. So, there's a couple of different things that are coming out, Bubs. You gotta get down. A couple of different things that I'm working on right now. So the first one is a Ouija board story. Now, before you make any assumptions of kind of like disregarding it, this one is very different. This one is basically, what if you found out that you could use cheat codes on a Ouija board? So it's kind of interesting, and when I read it on Creepypasta, it just completely blew me away and was wild. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to do this. And the other one that I'm working on is called Something Answered My Prayers and It Wasn't God. So it's like that kind of wording. Basically, somebody prayed and they got a response by something that was not the God they thought it was going to be. I've also got The Night Cyclist, which has not been recorded, but that is one that I wrote a while ago. That's a lot of fun. So, yeah, Mickey, seriously, right? So it is intriguing because like whenever I see different, like paranormal stories, especially when it comes to Ouija boards, it's always like I compartmentalize it and I'm like, nah, get out of here. I don't want to, I don't want to even see this story again. I've seen this movie before. It's like this is just, a rehash thing. And no, it's very fresh and it's very new. So big props to the writer that wrote that one. So yeah, anytime that you guys see Creepypasta in the title, that is not written by me. That is by somebody off of Creepypasta. So the title has some classic Creepypasta vibes too. It does, yeah. I've also got another story that I've kind of like talked to a few people about. Like I've talked to Eric and Crystal about it, but I'm really curious to see how I can spin it and kind of make it fit into the bigger picture of what I ultimately want to do with the channel. It's called, oh God, how did I word it? It's called Sticks in My Yard. So imagine somebody wakes up, maybe a Saturday morning and they walk out to either get the paper or they, let out their dog or something, and they look in the front yard and the first thing that they see is a squirrel that's been impaled by a stick. And then there's more and there's more, and it's just all these sticks have been stuck into this person's lawn. And it's kind of like, all right, well, what happened? What does this mean? Like, was there a storm? Why doesn't anybody else have sticks in their yard? I've got a cool idea that I want to do with it, which I don't want to get into because I would spoil it. But yeah, so I'll be touring with Mr. Ballin soon. I tell you what, dude, Mr. Ballin is just he got me through a lot of really dark times. I mean, it's kind of the same equivalent of like watching Whose Line Is It Anyway, and maybe like watching game reviews from like That Trav Guy and Nitrograd and different things. But Mr. Baldwin is just, he's so different. He's not like a corpse husband. He's not Let's Talk. He's not these other scary story channels where it's like, oh, they build atmosphere, or they do this and they do that. He just sits down and talks to you like a friend, and there's something that's really palatable about the scary, horrific things and very real things that he's talked about, where it sends chills up your spine, especially if you guys have not heard his personal story that is about, I guess you probably could say it was a skinwalker, but oh my God, it's just, it is one of the scariest things I've read, one of the scariest things I've listened to. I highly suggest that if you guys want some good scary content that's, assuming it is real, which I tend to believe that it is, but we actually have a werewolf in Ohio, if the story is true. It's in Youngstown, which is not far but not close from us. So I try to keep my location, obviously, off the grid. But yeah, it's from a gentleman named Matt Emch, EMCH, Matt Emch. He had an experience when he was a kid, and it's easily one of the more terrifying things I've heard. It's really, really up there. It just makes your nervous system just tighten up, and it's like, oh my God, what would I do if I was in this situation? So let's see, the way he does it is so different. He makes his story so real, especially the personal story, right? And I think what's great about him is that it seems like he does his research. So it's, when he gets sent things on, Reddit or different things, that it actually seems like he is making the effort to try to do something that is, relatable, but also is, very true. And I think that sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, as he usually says. So, the dark, mysterious, all that. So, but yeah, it's wild. I'm really, really happy that there's somebody like him that is, willing to, willing to be ballsy, to be able to say these things and to be able to talk about stuff and be like, yeah, so how do I feel about Lazy Masquerade? I'm not sure if I know who that is. Who is Lazy Masquerade? The name sounds familiar, but I don't know if I know what it is. Oh, I don't think I've ever checked this person out. Now, I'm not going to be able to check it out on stream, but wait, no, I'm subscribed. Wait, who is this? I'll have to look through and see what I know by them. But yeah, I'll have to form an opinion after the fact, bub. Sorry. It's funny. I'm subscribed to them, so clearly they must have done a great job. They gripped me in, but let's see. I'll scoot this guy over here. There we go. Also want to make sure I'm not pounding the mic or, different things like that. So, okay. Let's do this. I'm going to actually share this. Da-da-da. Share. Copy. Then we'll go over here. What Lurks Beneath is also another good one. It's been a while since I've listened to What Lurks Beneath. I can't really remember too much about them because my main thing that I listened to was Corpse Husband. That's actually the reason why I wanted to start telling scary stories. So I try to find people that seem like that they care about, what they're doing, and it's like, okay, like, there's effort being put into it, and there are some there are some scary storytellers that I listen to their audio and I listen to the things that they do, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it's like, this sounds like it was recorded on a phone, and maybe it was, maybe it's all they have, but it's just one of those that, like, I try to make the stories I make for you guys to be experiences. Like, the audio is on different spectrums. You're able to, hear things from the left or the right, or, different kind of like atmospheres like that. Like the last bus was that the whole time that the character is on the bus, you're on the bus with them. So you're hearing, all of the bumps in the road. You're hearing, the engine. You're hearing all that stuff. So, but yeah. Yeah, actually, hold on, let me just make sure, because now I'm feeling like I'm losing my scary story card, so. Lurks Beneath. Oh my god, yeah, okay, so, sorry, I did not realize that was his name. So, What Lurks Beneath is actually the one that had Matt M. Sean. So, it's I think the title of it is The Most Terrifying Story that I've ever heard or listened to. I think that's what it's called. So. But yep. Yeah, he does. And what was funny was actually I found that werewolf story, it was super late. It was like, I think it was like a Sunday night. So I had to be up for work the next morning, and I think I was in here. It was before this new setup was done, but I was like, oh my god, like, this story, looks intense, just from the look on the gentleman's face, and, just, everything that, like, how he was like, oh my god, I can't, take it in. But I started this thing, and it was within the first, like, I don't know, like 20 seconds, I was hooked. I had to listen to the whole hour and a half thing. So it's great. Lindsay, thank you. And it was very frustrating this week, losing the project that I did, because I was going to finish up visuals and stuff last night and then get it uploaded. But to be honest, I'm still kind of burnt out from it. So I need to walk away from it for a little bit, and then when I get back from my trip to see my girl, then I'll be able to get back into the groove of things. So let's see. Kanoko the Proto says, I don't know if you've talked about him yet, but the Dark Somnium, I can never get his name right, Somnium, is a favorite of mine. His sound design work is quite good. Seriously, no joke, because my favorite story by him is How to Survive in Hell. That is probably one of the coolest depictions of eternity I've ever listened to. Which is very much like what I try to do with my stories that I write, is that there's always like an eternal kind of aspect to them, and there's a reason for that. Yeah, it's cool to be able to, see people that take it serious, because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the Dark Somnium, wasn't he originally Mr. Creepypasta? Because they sound the same. How to Survive in Hell, rip and tear. God, I wish, dude. It's way better than what happened in that story. It's intense. So, It's actually really nice to be able to have some creepy music going, because I know Eric usually has the other stuff that I've made that's kind of like upbeat. So, let's see here. I'm going to actually share this live on the Facebook page. If we get some people on, kind of like, get some good, good amount of people on. I might stay a little later, or stay on a little later, but we'll see what happens. So just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and bring this over here, bring chat back up. Okay. Oh, wait, have you watched Creepcast with Wendigo and Papa Meat? I have not. I do enjoy Papa Meat. I've enjoyed watching his reviews of movies, and also the random episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark that he reviewed was really cool. So, but no, I'll have to check that out. Oh, they're different people. Okay. But I could be wrong. The voices do sound similar, though. You're right. I always just figured that he evolved because Mr. Creepypasta was just one of those things that we all just kind of knew, where it was like, oh, yeah, like he reads them and, this is that. But it's interesting just because, like, they have such a tonality that matches. So it was a very easy transition for me to be able to listen to them. So, or listen to him. So. Okay. There we go. Okay. So what about you guys? What as far as paranormal experiences or just stuff that's happened, what's the scariest thing that's happened to you guys? Maybe I'm looking for inspiration of sorts, and maybe that'll help me kind of just write some stuff down. Let's see here. And thank you, everybody, for liking the live. I appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. Let's see here. Because I know that, especially with the Night Cyclist, that's a story that Rage Circus, or Lone Rager, if you guys are not following him, follow his stuff. He's a genuine good dude. He's become a very good friend of ours. He recorded some lines for the Night Cyclist, which would be the brother in the story, and I am hoping that I can get my friend Christina, who is a voice actress, to actually do the role of the sister, and then I'll narrate. That would be the goal, is to basically allow me to... Rage, I was just talking about you. Speak of the devil, and he does appear. Might appear? He does appear, so I promise I'm not medicated. Yes, Rage. So tonight, I'm testing out the live. I wanted to see how this graphic worked out. This is an evolution of what I sent you. So I'm on the level of the devil. Yeah, we're just kind of getting scary story ideas. But Rage, I was actually telling them that about how you recorded audio for the Night Cyclist, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to go about that. It's just a matter of, like, if I can't get Christina involved with it, then it's going to be very weird for me to narrate, play the sister, and then have you play the brother. So I'm trying to decide on how to do it. But even if, like, I don't use your audio for that one, number one, I still want to compensate you for your time for doing it. And then secondly is I'm going to bring you on with some other stuff. So I might have some specific things down the road. So... Okay, let's see. Lindsay says, as far as you know, I was a part of a paranormal investigation team. Shared the picture with you from one of the investigations. Yes, it's been a long time since I've looked at that, but yeah, that's. Lindsay, what was the craziest place that you guys investigated? MCAT says, my grandmother inherited a ghost that we didn't know the name of. We called them Momo. They've been around my whole life, and when I'm home alone, they like to wander around in my periphery. Whew. And knock stuff over. They're only scary when they get mad. Electronics turn on loud. See, that's stuff that like it just comes from being a content creator, where I'm like, look, I can't stop you from showing up when I don't want to see you and scaring the shit out of me, but leave my online well-being alone. Let me be able to stream and edit and do everything I need to. So not super scary, but again, around my whole life, I'm used to it. What's funny is that I often wondered, like, if, people that have paranormal experiences very consistently, if they kind of turn into Odd Thomas, where it's kind of like, yep, there's Elvis. Hey, how's it going? Like it doesn't really affect them anymore. Because I've got some friends of mine that are, with what you would call clairvoyant, where they're able to see things that other people can't. So, but yeah, it's wild. Ray says, sounds good, bro. It'll allow me to test some more range as well. Can't wait to show you the voice work that I've already been working on. Some of you definitely know. Batsy. Oh, bats. Hell yeah, dude. Anything that you are working on, man, send it my way. Like, I shamelessly send stuff that I'm working on to my fellow YouTubers and stuff, and try to get try to get feedback on what looks good and what doesn't. So I'm actually a part of a group chat with some buddies from out of the country. That's all we do. We send each other a bunch of shit. So let's see here. It would have been the farmhouse that picture came from, but there's a historical society museum in Gummy, Illinois, that we did, and we've found a hidden compartment in the house that the historical society didn't know existed. No shit. Oh my god. See, that's one of the things that really freaks me out is, like, you know, finding crawl spaces and different things. Like, there's an attic that I've in this house that I've only been up in like twice. Once when I moved in, and a second time when I had to get some stuff out of it. And thankfully, nothing up there is stuff that I need to get. So, oh, Gurney, Gurney, Illinois. Gotcha. Okay. Like what? Like a gurney? Like a real gurney? So. Yeah, see, it's about like 8:19. So I'll probably latest I'll try to stay on is around 9. So. If y'all want to ever visit Massachusetts, we always could hit Spidergate and Salem. See, I definitely want to travel and try to hit up some scary places. I don't know when we would be able to, but Eric and I have had serious talks about, like, you know, all right, looking at the budget of what we have from the channels and, like, how much would we have to front ourselves? What could we raise? What could we do? I mean, we're not sure exactly, but we want to for sure visit the Lindsey Borden house. We want to go to the Mansfield Reformatory. And oh god, what else? Oh, the Conjuring house. We want to try to go there, so it could be fun. But especially to getting to see Salem and just hang out with you, dude, and just do an investigation. That would be so much fucking fun. It'd be wild. Let's see. Salem is super cool. Museums are expensive though. Oh, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I'm not really like the biggest museum guy. My favorite museum that I ever went to was the McKinley Museum here in Ohio. It is fire. So, we actually stopped a fire there. There was a stuffed animal that was leaning against a light bulb and it was smoking. So, fun fact. Yeah, Mickey, we would love to too. We would love to as well, but it's a matter of trying to figure out the timing. Now, what I will say is that with the living situation with the way that it's going to be, for those that don't know, Eric is moving out this Friday. He's just moving, not like close, but like he's close enough that it's not going to be the commute that it used to be, essentially. So him and Meg got a place, so it's the idea that now we can kind of delegate content in a way that is maybe more productive or maybe not as hefty on weekends, things like that. So, yeah, so it's just finding the time to do that. We also want to do Shut Up and Eat It's. We want to, you know, keep up the podcast, things like that. So just figuring out how to do it. So, oh, Rage, thank you, dude. That's awesome. We got a place to stay. I appreciate that. Oh, you met good old Kane Hodder in Salem, and it was free too. From what I understand, he's actually a pretty cool guy. So, I mean, I'm not, like, you know, super familiar with him, but I would imagine that he seems like he's a pretty cool dude. So, Lindsay says, when we were at the farmhouse, a little girl that was unalived in the house led one of our mediums to her remains. It was an ordeal. No shit. Huh. Wow, that's got to be. I always wonder what it's like for a medium to, like, see things all the time, or if they go to a place and then that's the first time that they see something really intense. So, actually, do I want to scoot this over? You guys are going to see me adjust something here live. I'm going to scoot this over just a little bit. There we go. Fun fact, guys, this tarantula poster, this is actually a homage to my papa, or sorry, to our papa. But his favorite movies were the black and white, like, monster movies like Tarantula and Them, and, you know, probably I would say, like, you know, Invaders from Outer Space, like all that stuff. So, but let's see, Carusa's here. Sorry, Carasa. I can't remember how I said your name last time, so I apologize. But Kay is here. Let's see, and John Shoots here. What's up, bud? Sounds like Faz in real life. That is a game that I've got to play more before I do it on a stream again. It was really frustrating, but nevertheless, it was a lot of fun. And also, like, once you get the hang of it, I can see it being really wild. So, but yeah. Also, too, guys, I want to know, how about the graphic? Where is it? Is the graphic over here? There it is. Yeah, the graphic. What do you guys think about that? Do you like that? Do you think that should be altered in any way? Do you see anything you don't like? Carasa. Okay, gotcha. The graphics is great. Thank you. Oh, hi, Ambrose. You want to come see everybody? Come on. Come on. Up, up. Want to come up? No, no. Come on. Want to come up? I'm a scary storyteller. And I have 2 adorable cats that are in the basement with me, so... That was actually one of the first things that happened when I had to take a break. Was I ended up getting a kitten at that point, not these guys, but I got a kitten, and she was like needed like bottle fed. This was a long time ago. But I had to take a week or 2 off to make sure that that she was taken care of. So I posted a picture of her on the community page. You probably can still find it. And somebody was like, dude, this is the type of person that Kyle is. He tells these scary stories, but yet he has to take a few weeks off or 2 weeks off because he has a new kitten. So it's just funny. I was like, yep, he doesn't want to come up. He's just laying down. So graphic is nice. Thank you. That's awesome. Rage, I am aggressively impatient for what they're going to do with part 2. I'm going to stay away from spoilers, and I would ask everybody here to stay away from spoilers as well, too, just in case if anybody has not played the game or has not watched the show and wants to, or there's a mixture of that. I have a lot of questions on certain things. There's also been some filming locations that I've seen where I'm like, oh, God, okay, yep, we're keeping it very consistent to the game, and these things are happening, so... I can't wait. I'm ready for it. I love Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. I love the casting of the show. It's just, yeah, Rage. Yeah, the trailer's looking hella accurate. Yeah. Oh, Lindsay, I can guarantee that thing would mess you up. I mean, take the paranormal aspect out of it. Like, finding remains is never a fun time, and it's usually like the opposite of what you were planning on doing. Like you're camping or you're doing different things. So. And then the night, becomes different of like, okay, now there's an investigation and I'm a part of it because I was here. So, but yeah. So looking for story ideas. Yeah. Well, it was kind of like throwing some story ideas out there. But if you guys have anything that's happened to you, like I'm kind of just letting the stories hit me as they come. Like when I have original ideas, like I've got some things I would like to do. Some of the stuff I talked about earlier, which was the stuff that's coming out, is that we have a Ouija board story, but it's about cheat codes on Ouija boards and why you shouldn't mess with them and what those cheat codes do. The next one is I prayed and something. It was basically like I asked God to answer my prayers. He didn't answer, but something else did. But yeah, so it's like that type of thing. I've also got a story about a guy with sticks in his yard where they're impaling his yard and he can't figure out why. So, oh geez, yeah. So police did come. No shit. Rage, where do you get the inspiration for your original stories? I've always wondered. So Rage, I've wanted to talk with you like one-on-one about this as far as like the in-depthness that I would go, which I'll tell you much more than what I'll tell online. Because I just don't want to spoil anything. But I come from a mentality of that eternity is a very real thing, and it's one of the things that I would say like bothers me, or is like the kind of like thing that I can't comprehend is what's after death. And faith or not, like it's still that idea of like crossing to that side. So when it comes to stories like I ran hell for a day, of like, okay, well, everything you know about hell is wrong. Then there's the Devil's Triangle, is that's actually a Skinwalker story. And it allows me to kind of like say that this is all in the same universe as the major story that I want to tell. On top of that, the St. Judas tape, which Rage, that's actually what I would want to get you involved on for voice acting, is playing a patient. But which I don't have anything specific, but like that's what I would love to be able to hand you a row and just do your thing. So, but yeah, I have a much larger story of essentially what happened, what would happen if someone else became God and they were very evil. What would happen to the world? What would happen to eternity? What would happen to the people? What would happen to faith? What would happen to the implication of life? Like all those different things. So, so that's kind of the major story I'm telling. But all the scary stories are essentially like pieces of that universe that I'm able to play in and kind of have fun with. So there is a bigger arcing story. Again, there are some times that it's like some ideas just hit me and they have nothing to do with it, but that's really where it comes from is the middle. The story that I'm writing, it's called The Middle. So let's see here. Lindsay says, we all had to get a deep dive done on us to make sure we weren't responsible, etc. I was easy to clear because I was younger than the remains were, but it was an ordeal. My God. Man, I can't even imagine how stressful that must have been. And then John, sleep paralysis next to death of someone is the worst thing I've experienced a few times. No shit. Yes, I thankfully have never had sleep paralysis. I've had moments I thought it was happening, but then like you can move your fingers and you get up and you're like, oh, that's, it's clearly not happening now. But yeah, it's God, man, I wonder if my day is coming. I don't know, but we'll see. Rage, you are the best, dude. Yeah, that's fucking wild. Get some good shouting and some different things, which actually I would suggest, Rage, listen to the St. Judas tape. I can't remember if I ever sent that one to you, but it's the only audio, almost like found footage tape, but it's a found archive tape of an asylum. So, oh damn, I only ever had sleep paralysis once and it sucked. I've heard it's awful. I know that it's like not everybody sees things. Some people hear things, things like that. But I don't know, like it's one of those that I constantly have animals around me, so I'm very curious. It's like if it were to happen, then it's kind of like, all right, well, did they know it or has it been here the whole time? I don't know, but so we've had people that have come over and they've seen different things, but there's never been anything that's like malicious that's here. So never had sleep paralysis, so I'm super stoked about that. Yeah, the dream thing. Yeah, that's what I will say is that I find that it's not so much dreams as it is the like almost like the like extreme like deja vu. That it's that oh my God, my campfire sound effects weren't on. What the hell? If the crackling and popping is too much, or cracking and popping is too much, let me know, guys. Oh shit, what was I saying? Let me read through. Oh, dreams. That's right. So I've had more so like it actually just happened. I think yesterday or day before yesterday. I was sitting in the Riker studio and what was going on my phone and on the screen in front of me and in the hallway was all stuff I know for a fact I've seen. I've seen all before, but never happened before like that. So. Ray says, I heard cats that sleep in your bed are guardians of your soul. Any bad energy they absorb, so drama, nightmares, and real stresses, etc. They also fend off evil spirits. They imprint and they protect you. I believe it, dude. Especially because it's like there's times where it's like, man, like, okay, like what is my cat seeing? So, I mean, clearly they are aware of a plane of existence that we are not. Dogs too, and, any animal. So, yeah. Oh, the deja vu where it happens and you know that's going to happen the way it's going to happen? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's insane. John says you can't move even though you try. You try to scream and can't. Eyes wide open, flowing with tears while you wait for more sleep. My God. Man. It's one of the reasons I'm happy I'm going to be with Crystal this weekend because I don't have to, well, now it's going to be on my mind where it's like, okay, Friday night, I know for a fact that if anything happens, she can wake me up. So, that freaks me out. That's crazy. There's a theory that deja vu happens because you have dreamt it before or it has happened in an alternate timeline of yours. I believe that. Like, I don't get too much into the multiverse past, like, comic books and stuff, but it does make me wonder, as far as reality and how we understand it, of, like, what things bleed over, whether it's CERN or, the Mandela effect, things like that, so. Ray says dogs, cats, and children are, let's see, hold on. Let's see. Wow, the heart's in the way. I can't see. Let's see. Dog, cats, and children see more than we do from what I've learned. Yeah. Yeah, that's animals. They know. It's that whole mentality that if you see animals running one direction, you run with them. So, let's see. Carassa says, are you awake because you're in someone else's dream? See, that's the mind-bending stuff. You never know. Let's see. I always believed in another universes. You can't convince me we're the only life out there. No, it's I would more so like I would be able to wrap my head around the concept of like life on other planets, things like that. Like the picture I saw this last week was basically saying it was like what would be freakier is like for us to find aliens that look nothing like us, or if we found another planet of humans. It's like, what are they like? So, it's that, we're either alone or we're not alone, which are both equally terrifying. So, let's do a podcast episode discussing the unknown. Rage, I will do a podcast episode with you anytime, dude. That was so much fun. And I don't know if Eric and I told you this, but we got done. And him and I looked at each other, and I was like, dude, I'm like, were you nervous? And he's like, I was too. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, it's not like we haven't done this before. We've interviewed the Merkins. We've interviewed Lee. Like, I've interviewed John and Christina and, different people. And just that night, like, we did not, I don't know, like, it wasn't normal for us. I don't know what was going on with us mentally, but it turned out to be a great episode. It was a lot of fun, so... dude, like you were so easy to talk to. You're just a good dude. So yeah. Are you coming down in October? No, it would be fun. Like Rage and, like Ron and just, like the people that I've had the pleasure of being able to connect with that make content. I mean, Mike included from the Deadheads, which is the group I'm a part of. Tom Newby, the Gorecast, like all these people, like it's really awesome to not only see these guys as content creators, but also know them as friends. So it's really cool. Oh, you're gonna be here the same week as Haley? No shit. Oh my god, that's gonna be off the chain. So that's wild. Now we gotta talk to Ryan from Film Riot. I would give my left kidney to talk to Ryan from Film Riot. So. Let's see, it was because you guys sensed you would become friends and you knew it was a new personal connection, not professional one. Yeah, and that's really what's great about it is that, like, we've been able to just meet, essentially what we would call the Riker family, where it's like we have this multitude of people that have shown up and have just stuck around, love what we've done, and just support the shit out of us. And it's really, really comforting. It's really wild. So... All right, so I think I'm going to probably do about 15 more minutes. Not going to do too much longer. I got some other things I'm going to do tonight, but just wanted to at least hop on here and see what you guys thought about the music, sound effects, and the new graphic and all that stuff. So, do you want to come up? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Want to come up? Dude, I learned the coolest people are not from my parse. It's the most bittersweet thing. It really is, man. And it's... it makes me thankful that we live in a day and age where it's like, we can connect to people, from across the globe or across the country or across town. It's really, really wild. So come on, come on, up. You're acting like you want to come up, bub. You want to say hi to the people? It's okay, dude. You're fine. No, let's not chew on that. Thank you. Yeah, dude, I'm just so fortunate you guys are only an 8-hour drive away. Yeah, and it's cool, man. Like, I mean, even like, getting to go see Crystal this weekend, I mean, that's like a couple-hour flight to, to fly down to her and, getting to travel to like even, see other friends and stuff that we have around us. Like they're in close driving or close flying distance, so it's I never really flew on my own, and when I did, it wasn't really like a good reason. So like there was always a lot of stress and things, but yeah, it's cool to like have that freedom now of like, man, like where do I want to go, what do I want to do, and it's really awesome. So yeah, yep. I am prepared for. I mean, I'm not prepared, but I am aware of the heat and how bad it's going to get. Now, luckily, I'll be arriving like at night, so it's not going to be too crazy. So, let's do this, guys. Let's kind of do this almost like Riker style. Is that let's just go ahead and just do a bunch of questions. If you guys have questions, just type them away. Let's just ask anything you want to, whether it's horror related, content related, life related, anything like that. So the Southern, let's see. I gotta wait for the chat to go up because it's blocking in the way. The Southern something is no joke whatsoever. Well, you're closer to the equator, and it's just, God, it's so intense. Yeah, I don't know how often I'm going to be able to do this, just because like this is kind of in the mentality of that, I don't have any content to really post this Saturday, so I wanted to be sure that there's a presence and let you guys know I'm still here. So, yeah. Dude, Lee is here. Everybody, I think everybody in here does know Lee, but if you have not subscribed to him, or especially his horror channel, go give him some love. So, dude, Lee, thank you so much for being here, man. Hell yeah. Let's see. If you don't mind sharing, what's your favorite scary story? So favorite scary story that I've written would have to be The Devil's Triangle. That one is very close to home with a lot of things. But my favorite scary story of all time, like on YouTube, would have to be the National Park story from Corpse Husband. That one is like 2.5 hours long, but it is so worth every single second. It's rough, but like the content and stuff of what happens, but my God. Let's see here. Rage wants to know, what is your end game goal when it comes to your content creation? Is it a mark on people thing, self-accomplishment, or stepping stone into something bigger? Well, I mean, my main thing, man, is I've always wanted to make movies. I've wanted to direct, I've wanted to act, I've wanted to write, I've wanted to do all that stuff. And with doing YouTube, I'm kind of in a position where I have to do all those things. So it's kind of like, I'm not sure what direction I would move, but I would definitely probably go more directing. If not directing, definitely producing, like being a part of projects and making them happen, and, getting all that stuff done. So, but my goal is to finish the script for the middle when I'm able to, because it's going to be a hefty one. It's a 2-part story that I really want to finish and put together. So I would say, like, as of right now, getting the middle finished and actualizing that, or even doing some short films and posting it on the campfire, that would be fun. So let's see here. Do you have any intention of having guests on your lives for a story time? Not currently. And I think I need to clarify, because everybody was like, oh yeah, do stories like this. And it's like, no, stories are going to stay how they are. This is more so that if I want to jump on here and do a movie review, or if I want to talk about something scary or things like that. I thought about maybe doing a live reading of The Devil's Triangle, like, being able to act it out and do different things, but I need to also see how I would do sound effects and different things like that, or like finding a good story that I could read. But yeah, I don't know, like, doing the video thing is scary because I'm able to hide. I'm able to just use my voice and do things. So, but I don't know. Not saying that it can't transition into that, but in the near future, it's scary stories are going to stay how they are. But yeah, this is just a different template. Like, whenever I want to go live, you guys can see the face. You can, know that, hey, I'm not dead. I'm still here. This channel's still alive. That type of thing. And also keep the algorithm happy too, because we need to do that. So, thanks, Rage. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Let's see. I think I've heard you mention on Riker Road that you play the piano and any other instruments you play. I'm a musician myself, so I'm always curious. I am not a piano player, but I do know that when you push keys on a MIDI, cool things happen. So I've got an Oxygen Pro 49 MIDI board here, and as far as instruments are concerned, I'm a guitar player, and this one is my Javier Reyes LTD 208 8-string. So, yeah, this is currently my baby that I have been playing and enjoy. So, let's see here. Trying to think of what else. Oh, actually, I'll show you this. This fits the this fits the aesthetic. And this is my 7-string Hellraiser. So I got this from my buddy Blake. He got it at a pawn shop for super cheap, and then I ended up paying, I think, a little more over what he paid, which was still underpriced. So But yeah, so guitar, that's my main deal. That's what I like to play. And when it comes to other instruments, is that I use VSTs in programs and stuff for piano and drums and different things. I do have a bass guitar, but I'm not a bassist. I can kind of like get by and lay some parts down. So, but yep. So. Okay. Let's see. Movie reviews are reacting to those fake scary TikToks would be fun, actually. So reacting is going to stay on Riker Road. We do plan on doing some paranormal stuff, but we're also trying to find things that aren't like 45 minutes long or like really, really like long things. So, no, movie reviews. If I could do a review for Long Legs, I would do it on here. So, I'm trying to figure out like what I want to do. I do know that one of the ideas I have is to do like my the movies that scared me, the movies I refuse to watch again, and like the worst like horror remakes, things like that. Like my list for what they would be. So. Let's see here. Yeah, the stories telling them live would be difficult because I mean a lot of what really does push it through is the sound effects and the environment that you're creating. I'm in a perfect world cast for Zelda series: Link, Zelda, Ganondorf, Tingle, Navi, and Saria. For Link, I would probably want. They would probably choose somebody like Tom Holland, but I would want. My God, if Anton Yelkin was still alive, I'd want him. Zelda would probably be Bryce Dallas Howard. Ganondorf, I would probably choose. Oh shit! If we're keeping the likeness, I probably would want to go with. I want to say Daniel Craig, which I know that's pretty wild. And I'm not familiar with Tingle, but Navi, as far as a voice, I think that it would be really cool to because I'm trying to think of like the hey, like listen, like all that stuff, like whenever you'd play and like she'd pop up. I don't know, probably Tara Strong, like she'd be fantastic as that, and then Saria, Eliza Dushku. Are we ever going to see you play the guitar? Maybe you'll see stuff if I'm like making songs and different things like that, but I'm really trying to avoid copyrighted material because I thought about doing them on the Detour, but we created the Detour to get away from copyright BS. So even if I'm covering a song, we'll still get slammed. So I'm trying to figure out like how I would do that if I did. I might end up doing stuff on Twitch one day, but it's also figuring out how to put everything together. So. Let's see here. Let's see. I once saw a video of Mr. Creepypasta doing a live reading of a story with Miyu. I hope I'm saying that right. With Miyu performing live background music behind him. It was super cool. If you could find a live pianist, would you be able to do that? Probably. I mean, it's maybe we'll see. Because one of the things that, like, if I could do it, I would probably like have the MIDI board set up like out here or something and have somebody do it. So, but that's a really interesting idea. That's cool. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen that. Am I hitting the gym? No, I've got a pull-up bar that I use every once in a while, but I'm just trying to also more so when I get home is eat cleaner, like have salads at night, that type of thing. So. Let's see, Tim Chalamet. Chalamet? I always said that right, even though he's a shit in. Let's see, a shit individual. Zelda be Florence Pugh. Oh yeah, Ganondorf, Gerard Butler, Tingle, Benedict Wong, and then Saria, Ashley Green. Dude, solid fucking lineup. That's awesome. That's really cool. Let's see here. Oh, and I don't think I've ever got a chance to actually show this online, but so I am a Last of Us nut. As anybody doesn't know, but I actually have my Last of Us Bible right here. So this has everything you need to know about the game. That way you can 100% it. So that was kind of funny. I just forgot it was over here. I don't know if there's any other trinkets and things I've got around here. Oh, looks like that's about it. So, Yeah, I've actually got a picture upstairs. I almost cried when Mom gave it to me. It was on Christmas. It's a picture of Joel and Ellie in the truck when they're driving through Pittsburgh. And it's when she's like looking out the window and is just like, you know, full of amazement. And it's a good picture of the two of them before shit really hits the fan. So yeah, I love that story so much. So, oh, and a buddy at work gave me this. I don't know if you guys saw it on my Instagram, but he gave me a little Jesus because everybody needs a little Jesus in their life. So I've got that right here. Oh, jeez. Many Jesus, that's right. Yeah, I'm not sure on how often I will be going live. Like I know that when I go to Alabama, I'm disconnecting from YouTube unless if like something needs done. Like I'm gonna bring my laptop with me and things, but I'm pretty much gonna get away from it. But when I come back, I do want to try to maybe not go live consistently, but like, you know, kind of take the opportunity and be like, you know what, like I'm not doing anything tonight. I've got some time to kill. I'll go ahead and, you know, jump on a live and talk to you guys or game or do different things like that. So, Lindsay, as far as I know, the entire cast is coming back. The trailer showed Bella. I'm very curious as to the casting of other characters, of what they're going to do, as well as some bigger infected that are in Last of Us Part 2, because it gets wild. It gets ridiculous. So, and then obviously like the major plot points and, you know, where we end up. I'm pretty sure that, no, there's no way that they can't do it. Or no way they can do it in one. Part 2 is going to be 2 seasons. Like Part 2 is such a huge ass story that they have to do a good job of making sure that their pacing is good. And I am about 90% positive that that they are going to end it at a certain place, and the fans are going to be pissed of the show because they don't know where the story's going. So, and Rage is out of here. So, all right, man, have a good night, brother. Get some sweating doing. Do your thing. Work your buns and thighs. Let's see here. My wife's house at her mother's one weekend. My wife was at her mother's one weekend and randomly hit a 100 mini Jesuses around her house. I just keep finding little Jesuses. What's happening? Oh, jeez. That's funny. It's like the people that like wrap everybody's belongings for Christmas. They wrap everything. If somebody did that to me, they're dead. I'm over it. I can't do it. I'll just completely lose my mind. That's when I will snap completely. So. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you all for hanging out. I know this was kind of last minute and impromptu, but this is essentially kind of what lives will look like on here. So if you guys have enjoyed this, please let me know, comment below, and give me some ideas of what you would like to see on some other live streams. There may be some scary story, like, you know, readings live, but that'll be down the road once I figure out how to effectively do that. Until then, thank you all so much for being here, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Adios.